away we go here for Xbox Division 3.
Still wheel to wheel coming out of turn 19.
Tries to go down the inside of Desio. Desio giving him space, but not by much.
Oh, and he's oversteered, and he spun. They're side by side, off the track, neck and neck. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you guys to PPR's PlayStation 4 Division 1 Austrian Grand Prix. We're gonna ride along now with Just Jose, who in chat is not, oh, as he leaves the session in turn 1. What a atrocious start for him there. We'll follow along with the racing point now of T2 but Just Jose hopefully able to get back in the session. He is our championship leader and definitely one to get that pole position today. Unfortunate for him, but he's still got plenty of time to get back in. We can see the racing point now of T2 pulling up to T4 at the moment. It's going to be hard on the brakes at the 100-meter board. Inside line there, missing the apex just a little bit. We got a wide variety of skill level here in PlayStation Division 1, but he'll be the first to settle up. He goes a bit wide there, but keeps it on track, so he'll be able to get valid. Of course, purple sector 2, he's the first one to go through. Behind him, we have the Red Bull, Just Jose able to get back in the session, so that's okay. Not like the Ferrari drivers in the Esports series today. As he comes up to the line, a little bit shallow on that exit, he'll set the first lap of 6.4. Looks like the next driver up to the line will be the Williams of Darson, who invalidated his lap, so he'll be cruising on back in now. Looks like we've got a couple Ferrari drivers up to the line as well. Looks like Conway Twitty will go 104.5 there as he crosses the line. Solid job from him. Just Jose is really struggling with his internet, it seems, as he leaves the session yet again. We've got the Renault of Tiny Dark Spike setting his flying lap now as we check on board with him. He's one of our quicker drivers as well, carrying Renault into P2 in the constructors standings at the moment. Gets a little bit of a wide turn there through turn 1, comes up to turn 2 and turn 3, the hairpin, one of the hardest corners on this circuit. Hard on the brakes at the 100-meter board, trying to clip that apex, gets down to second gear, pushes it wide, a little bit of wheel spin there, activates that DRS as IP 3:30.10 goes with a 104.3, so that's a very, very quick lap for him. We'll see some of our drivers definitely get into the 103s as the session progresses, but looks like there's not a cloud in the sky at the moment as Tiny Dark Spike cruises through turns 5 and 6 and 7. I'm going to botch my turn numbers here. Nice on the inside, just pushes the track limits as much as possible without invalidating. Comes up to the final 2 corners. It's so hard to get this right without invalidating and maximize the speed. Gets through there nice and clean in 7th gear, drops down to 5th, down to 4th, a little bit of slow there. Silent goes 104.0. Tiny Dash Quick goes P4 with a 104.8, so we definitely know he has some more pace in the car. 07 Mech goes P5 with a 105.7. Looks like we got a couple more drivers coming up. We know Cali Rob is pretty quick out there in the Williams. We're trying to see if anyone else is looking to set a lap now. Mixed Swim, perhaps. He has invalidated as well, it seems. Unfortunate for him. See if he sets a new lap. No, he's going to be ending there. We got MVK Sky, though, looking to set a lap as he comes across the line. We'll see what he could do around the final corner. He comes, pushes out wide. Sets a 104.9. So a lot of 104s here. RR Silent, definitely one for pole as well, as he sets a 104 flat. So we'll see what he can do. Just Jose getting back in the session. Good to see him back in here. We've got the racing point, it seems, of 007 Mech, looking for perhaps a new lap now as he cruises. He's on the medium, so we'll probably get tire data up there for you. That might be good. Might be interesting stuff. the Williams of Cali Rob, starting his flying lap. Cruising up into T1 now. Hard on the brakes. Cali Rob definitely one of the top 5 quickest guys in PlayStation for PPR at the moment. He's looking pretty solid in that Williams. Coming up to T4 at the moment. You can see how hot those brakes get. Big braking zone there for the fast sweeping double left-hander here. Careful not to invalidate on the exit of both of these turns. He goes very wide through here, losing plenty of time there. Purple sector 2, but of course we don't know if that's true according to this lovely game. Nice through the penultimate corner. Around the final corner now. On the throttle, crosses the line. Goes P4, the 104.7, so we definitely know these guys have some more time in the tank. We'll see what they can do though. We'll see if Just Jose is able to make it out. He is indeed on his outlap. Exotic Flame, the 2 AlphaTauri drivers, as we can see, are currently battling for the lead in the championship. So they are cruising out in first place in the constructors, with Renault in P2, Tiny Dark Spike in P3 in the constructors, and of course Capital Hood, yourself truly, in P4 in the championship. But I've ascended to the commentator position for this week because these guys have been getting together all season long and definitely deserve some commentary. But we're on board now with Just Jose. We'll see if he can set a whole lap here with 10 minutes left to go in qualifying. Very clean through turn 1, not to invalidate. Pushing it as far as possible on the exit. Coming up to turn 3 now with a yellow flag for car slowing down. Gets the car slowed down nice and slow. A little bit of oversteer there. Gets back on the throttle though. He's got plenty of ERS it seems. Looks like he forgot to use some of his overtake earlier on. Gonna be hard on the brakes here into turn 4. Using a little bit of that inside curve, pushing it wide. Looking pretty clean so far from Just Jose, as IP310 goes to the 103.9, so he breaks into 103s. It takes that pole position back. And that's the time to beat now for Jose as he sets a purple sector coming into the final couple corners. We'll see what he can do. The Alfa Romeo getting way out the way there as he comes around the final corner nice and clean. Pushes it just off the track, crosses the line, and is a 103.5 to snag that provisional pole position. So great lap there from Jose after having some troubling internet issues early on. And we'll see if his teammate Exotic Flame can top that, as he is now starting his flying lap. We'll see him come around the track. He's the next one to challenge. We'll have to watch out for IP when he comes out next, because he's definitely one to challenge for pole as well. Exotic, we saw in our PC division, set some mid 103s, so we'll see what we can do here on the PlayStation as well. He's our division coordinator, of course. Exotic yet to set a lap. We think he may have possibly invalidated the first one. He was on mediums earlier, so maybe he was trying a different tactic. Not entirely sure. Looking pretty tidy throughout this first and second sector. Coming into sector 3 now. Beautiful shot there of that AlphaTauri livery. One of the most beautiful liveries on the grid. The Honda powered engine. We'll see what happens next year in real life with these engines. Coming up to the line, around the final corner, we'll see what he can put. Goes P2 with a 103.8, so it's an AlphaTauri 1-2 at the moment. Solid job there from the 2 AlphaTauri drivers. Not setting a lap for a while, and they both set 103s back to back. So AlphaTauri showing how dominant they are here in this PlayStation 4 Division 1 for PPR. We've got about 7 minutes left here at the moment in this qualifying. Looks like we've got, we'll take a look at IP as he's exiting the pits now. IP 3010, he's living in the future, and his lap times, looks like he's going on to mediums, so maybe he's trying to improve his lap times on the mediums. And get the better strategy. I'm not sure what the weather forecast is. We do not have that information at the moment. IP running very wide. We'll see if anyone is coming up to the line to set a quick time. Looks like possibly Silent is setting another lap as well. We'll follow along board with him. Silent, of course, had the pace last time out at France. He got P2 in the end after time penalties. Had a tangle lap 1, but made his way back all the way to P2. Gave him driver of the day. He's back out here today, hungry for more as he sets a purple first sector. He is cruising along now. Nice and smooth through sector 1 and 2 so far. We'll see if we can keep it together for this lap. Uses all of the entry curb there, pushes it out wide, maximizing every bit of the track. You can see the lovely angle of the Red Bull livery, another iconic livery we've seen so many years in a row. Coming up to the final couple turns. Nicely done from him. We'll see what he can do as he comes up to the line. Goes P1 with a 103 flat. Incredible lap there from RR Silent. Puts him on pole for the moment. We'll see if Jose can respond. He's currently in the pits. Outstanding lap there from Silent. Takes pole by over 5/10. Sorry, just under 5/10. Amazing run from him there. We've got IP coming up to the line as well. We'll see what he can do. He's on those mediums though, so it looks like he may just be getting a feel for them at the moment. Might dive back into the pits here. Yes, he will. Possibly laying some rubber down to see just how they feel before putting on some softs for another final run. We can look at the Conway Twitty, one of our newer drivers as well. Cruising around in that Ferrari. We saw in the F1 Esports event today, Ferrari got a nice little 1920 position after they had a disconnect, unfortunately. Very typical of Ferrari. If it happened to anyone, it would happen to them. As here comes Conway Twitty, trying to set a quicker lap now than his current 104.5, which is not too shabby at all. Very competitive throughout the entire field, as we can see. Oh, he just runs wide there in the penultimate corner on the exit, and we'll have to abandon this lap. That is unfortunate for him. Looks like we can see if Wingen's going for a lap. One of our veterans here from day one. He's been having solid finishes all season long. Able to rack up some points. I believe he's P5 in the championship at the moment. He'll be diving into the pits, looks like. Like plenty of drivers are in the pits waiting to come out for that final stretch, as now we're with LAN X 12 SPS. Hopefully he has more than that at home, otherwise he'll be setting a very slow lap with that frame rate. As IP has decided to retire with that 103.9, I believe it was on softs, crosses the line. LAN goes P13, improves one position with a 105.7, so nice lap there from him. Looks like our drivers are all coming out now for their final lap. Exotic Flame is already on his flyer. He's cruising along. We'll see if Darson, where's he's at, coming up next. Just Jose has yet to pit as well. Or sorry, just Jose has yet to come out of the pits. So he'll be waiting till the final moment for the pristine track temperature, as we see now Exotic Flame coming around the final couple corners in the AlphaTauri. Can he improve on his 103.8? Runs wide. Oh, compromises lap big time there as he crosses the line. Improves his time to a 103.585, but unfortunately that just won't do it. We'll see if he's going again as we hop on board now with Darson. Around the final corner, he comes in the Williams, looking to put Williams back to fame, crossing the line. He'll go P5 with a 104.1, so just edges out Jay Fern there by a solid 4/10. We'll see if Exotic Flame is indeed going for another lap. You can look on board. He might be rushing back to the pits. He's pushing pretty hard here, so we'll see if he can improve his time. It's like just Jose and Silent are on their outlaps. They're out of the pits looking to set a quicker lap time. The fight for pole now is just between, yep, Exotic Flame into the pits. So the fight for pole is between just Jose and Silent. So we'll see who can prevail, but just Jose's got a lot of time to find in the track. Silent Ace is way up there in front by nearly 5/10. Like the first to start the lap will indeed be Silent. Just Jose is just behind him, so we'll see these two cross the line almost one after another. So this will be a very close battle. They're making it spicy for the broadcast. Thank you, boys, for this. As we have Silent Ace starting the final showdown for this qualifying session for PlayStation Division 1 here at PPR through the first corner. Nice and clean, looking to extend possibly into the 102s, which I did not imagine for this PlayStation division, but they're looking pretty feisty out there. You see just Jose in the back of the frame. As Silent has a purple first sector. Seems Jose is a little bit behind. Silent Ace looking on fire at the moment in that Red Bull car. It's Honda versus Honda here. It's up to the driver now, as all these cars are indeed equal. Exotic Flame will stay P3 as it stands, unless Hidarson or Jay Fern can top him. But right now, Silent Ace is looking like he's on an absolute flyer. Surely he'll get into the 102s now at this rate. Dips into the final couple corners. Nice and tidy. He goes across the line. He comes. We'll see what he can do. A 102.7. And just Jose will dive into the pits as he invalidated. So Silent Ace will indeed be your pole sitter. But we've got Tiny Dark Spike coming up to the line. We'll see what we can do as he crosses the line. He'll stay 10th fastest. So that'll be it. Cali Rob still on a flyer. We'll see if he can improve. We know he's got some pace as well. Silent Ace, though, looking very, very quick. Oh, as Cali Rob, just as we hop on board, runs a little wide, and he will be diving in the pit. So that'll be it, it seems, as McSwim stays 15th fastest. But just Jose taken out by Silent Ace. Silent Ace with a flyer of a lap. One of the quickest we've seen all week in across all of our divisions. A 102.7. Absolutely gorgeous lap there by the Red Bull driver. His first full-time race. He was a reserve earlier this season. He's really taken Red Bull to fame and taken the fight to those AlphaTauris up top, seeing if he can split them up and possibly vie for a championship run here. There you have it. Silent Ace in P1. Just Jose in P2. Exotic Flame P3. A very familiar spot for both our AlphaTauri drivers up near the front of the grid. IP 3010 with a nice lap in P4. And T. Darson in P5 with a 104.1. Jay Fern P6. Conway Twitty in P7. MVK Sky in P8. Cali Rob, unfortunately, invalidating that lap, going P9. Tiny Dark Spike as well, staying P10 to round off the top 10 at the moment. So all these drivers will have to start on softs. It seems, oh, sorry, Tiny Dark Spike will be starting on mediums in P10. So he'll have a bit of a strategy advantage there in P10, although the drivers behind him will also have that freedom of choosing a harder compound tire. As we know, the strategy here is roughly a soft to medium, barring any safety cars. There you have it, end of the session. And your man, Starting first on the grid shortly is Silent Assassin. A 102.7, absolute flyer. Best Just Jose, our championship leader, by 8/10, which is incredible. And we've got Exotic Flame just behind him. That little mistake cost him the P2. He should have had it there. The final corner, and he'll stay P3, IP in P4, and T. Darson in P5. So a very competitive field here. We'll see if Silent can pull away. But other than that, very, very solid qualifying lap there from him. And we're going to have a quick intermission before the race start very shortly. We'll be right back. We're back now for our formation lap with Silent Ace out there in front, leading the pack away as we get around. So, of course, quick reminder of our Drivers' Championship at the moment. Just Jose out there in front, P1 currently, with Exotic Flame in P2 in the championship, and Tiny Dark Spike down there all the way in P10 is currently P3 in the championship, so he'll be looking to make up some moves, some ground early on. So look out for some moves from him. Of course, he is on those medium compound tires. All of the drivers outside of the top 10 opted for the softs, so we'll see how their strategy plays out, looking to gain as many positions as possible early on, it seems. But RR Silent, which I believe stands for Rogue Racing, which is a very quick league. We can see why he's got that tag. He's a quick driver in the Red Bull, setting a 102.7. As the rest of our field pulls up to the line to get this race underway. 36 laps for the Austrian Grand Prix. Plenty to go around. Of course, these quick lap times opt for a large amount of laps, 36 in total. We've got the predicted pit stop strategy, which is the one stop, soft to mediums. We've seen if there's an early safety car, some drivers might opt for the hard tire, but we will see. We're going to start ever so shortly as McSwim makes his way to the back of the grid. Lovely long camera angle here as we're getting started. Five red lights. It's lights out and we're underway, and a couple of jump starts for drive-through penalties. Great start there from Jose. He's already up the inside of Silent, it seems. Here comes Exotic round the outside of the Williams driver of T. Darson, who did get a jump start. And we've got 3 wide now. It's 2 Alpha Tauris and the Williams. Looks like just Jose is barely staying ahead. Exotic Flame pulling back now. Looks like the rest of our drivers got away decently. We have a virtual safety car already. Looks like IP is all the way down at the bottom. Not entirely sure what happened there. Everyone is just stopping, waiting for cars. Absolute chaos, it seems. What I thought was a good getaway ended up being a VSC, so we'll see what happens here as we move up to the top of the order. Looks like somehow Jay Fern has made it into P1, and I'm not entirely sure how. We're still under the VSC. I believe Jay Fern started quite a ways down as Cali Rob gets a 5-second penalty as Jay Fern now dives into the pits. A bunch of drivers diving into the pits, it seems. But Silent gets away clean, and it'll be a green flag as he goes underway. Some more yellow flags further down the field as Silent has a huge gap on Exotic Flame. Just Jose also going into the pits. Very unfortunate. DRS is enabled. We're already on lap 3, it seems. There is a few cars off on track. I am seeing utter chaos. What is happening here? There is no front wing on McSwim on that Red Bull. Absolute chaos for this opening lap. Surprised there hasn't been a safety car with all of this chaos. But in the meantime, Silent Ace able to get away cleanly. Exotic Flame doing a good job. And our biggest gain so far is Tiny Darkspike all the way up into P3 already, starting P10. That is incredible for him. Perfect start for the Renault driver. He's only 3 seconds off P2, and he's on the ultimate strategy now. Pull it away. Plenty of drivers in the pits. You can see almost half the grid there. Had to change, had to make a stop. But now the battle seems to be on. As Just Jose is trying to pull away, trying to set a faster lap now. But the battle for P3 is on as Tiny Darkspike is coming up to back markers now. So we'll see how he can navigate this. He'll get some DRS perhaps on this next corner. We'll see as they come into turn 1, trying to ghost through the back markers here. Of course, we have ghosting on in case of any glitches. So Tiny Darkspike able to get away cleanly. Looks like DRS is not enabled yet. We'll see if 007 looks for a move up the inside. He does. He goes up the inside of Tiny Darkspike. They're side by side, wheel to wheel. The Renault driver stays wide though. Those soft tires giving 007 the advantage. He gets ahead into the next corner, and the Racing Point drivers up into P3. Nothing Tiny Darkspike could do there with those medium tires. He'll look to try and stay in the slipstream now as the Red Bull driver of McSwim getting in the way at the moment, but they'll just ghost through him. While there is no physical effect, it is quite bothersome to have a ghost car in front of you. Can sometimes throw you off your line. if you're not able to see the apex properly, but Darth Spike able to stay within DRS range now of 007. We'll see if he can get it activated here as Just Jose goes fastest with a 106.4. So Jose is on the charge now. Here we have the Renault with the DRS. We'll see if he can make it up the inside of 007. He does deep lunge there. We've got the Red Bull of McSwim trying to unlap himself here. He is ghosted, of course. So we'll see if Tiny Darth Spike can stay ahead. We look on board with 007, looking to go around the outside on the softs, looking for possible switchback. Oh, shoots around the outside now. They're side by side. We'll see what happens through this next corner. 007 battling great here. They're still going side by side. 007 gets ahead on the softs, losing plenty of time now. 6 seconds to Exotic Flame. Not helping either of them. These guys should really work it out and try and tow themselves along to catch those leaders. But at the moment, Tiny Darth Spike able to tuck in behind 007. He's really trying to pull ahead and make up positions because he does have to go long on those medium tires. So he'll probably go till about lap 25, lap 20 to 25, somewhere in there. Try and last those softs to the end. He's just out of DRS now, but he still gets that DRS. He's edging out of the zone as we speak, though. Silent Ace, meanwhile, with a substantial lead on Exotic Flame. 3.5 seconds, 3.6 now, and pulling away. It looks like Tiny Darth Spike has just fallen out of the clutches of 007 in terms of DRS. So he'll be having to push now if he wants to stay on board. 007's on a charge to try and close that gap to Exotic Flame. He's got plenty of ERS. We can see on the dash there, all that battery. He's got what looks to be a back marker just up ahead. His teammate, T2, already getting lapped. Unfortunate start for some of these drivers. Time penalties will be very crucial here, as it looks like Exotic Flame is dropping back even further. But here we have our leader, Silent Ace, cruising along 4.4 seconds. He's pulling an enormous gap already on Exotic Flame. Outstanding driving here from the Red Bull driver. All he has to do is keep those penalties down. We'll see how it goes for him. Keeping it clean is crucial here for Silent Ace. Most of our drivers quite spread out now, as we can see Tiny Darth already dropping 2 seconds back. Looks like we've got Wingin closing in. On McSwim, we'll see what happens here. Looks like the Ferrari MVK has gone around. We'll see if he gets back on track. Okay, he does indeed. But Wingin and McSwim going at it now. We'll see who can prevail. One on the mediums, one on the hards. Very close now. It looks like MVK is deciding to pit. Wingin going pretty wide there, unfortunately. MVK not having a great race, having to pit again, it seems. After putting on hards, he was looking to go to the end of the race, but now he'll have to stick on some new tires and possibly change his wing there, as well as Len X. Deep lunge here from what seems to be Cali Rob, trying to get through these back markers. Cali Rob navigating efficiently. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there. Able to catch it though. Could have been disastrous for the Williams driver. Cali Rob leading his teammate by just about 4 seconds. Williams trying to get onto the podium now. Plenty of battling going on. Looks like Just Jose is on the move. Tiny Darth Spike, though, back in DRS range yet again. Seems to be closing in. We'll see if that DRS flap is open for this next lap. He looks to be just out of range, but of course we have our P1 in the Drivers' Championship, Just Jose, cruising on the back of both of these drivers. So we'll have to watch out for him. He's looking to make fast. He's on those soft tires, 7-lap old. He'll look to make a move as soon as possible. He'll have the DRS now. Both drivers behind 007 will have the DRS. 007 in the Racing Point, which is soon to be Aston Martin next year. So if he keeps that car, his name will be perfect for Aston Martin. And I sure hope he does. Just Jose right on the back of the Renault driver. We'll see if he can make a move. He's depleted plenty of his battery, but he'll still have just enough to try and make a move. Pushes a little wide there. Must have gotten a warning. Surely. He's right on the back of the Renault driver. The softs are still the better tire at the moment. 7 laps old. Won't do too much here around this track. Lap 10 and plus is when they'll start to actually really feel degraded, as Darspike gets a penalty for running wide there, and he's going to be right on the back of Tiny Darspike. Just Jose looking to make the move out of turn 1. Pulls out alongside Tiny Darspike, and he'll get by nice and easy into turn 3. Closes that door, gets the move done. Up into P4 goes Jose. He's now right on the back of 007. We'll see what happens here. Looking to go up the inside of 007. He goes deep on the brakes of the Racing Point. Jose is wasting no time getting past these guys. We know 007 is great defending though, but he'll tuck in behind. And that position is done. So Jose back into the podium positions at the moment. Exotic Flame, 8.5 seconds up the road. We'll see if Jose can close that gap. Meanwhile, Silent Ace way out in front. We'll go back on board now with Tiny Darspike, who's looking to make the move now, using Jose to his advantage. 007 should still have a DRS on just Jose, just barely. Jose's looking to close that gap up to P2. And these two drivers, 007 and Tiny Darspike, looking to come along with him to try and close up on Exotic Flame. Inching closer, late on the brakes goes Tiny Darspike, and the Renault tries to clip the corner. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there from 007 Mech. And it looks like Tiny Darspike will take the position. And a lovely angle here from Codemasters. Love to see it. 007 position taken now, as the softs may be starting to wear off, and Tiny Darspike in the mediums will be start to have the advantage now in terms of tire roll. We'll see when these drivers decide to pit onto the mediums, as they are definitely looking for a one-stop. At the moment, it's looking pretty good for Tiny Darspike. All he's got to do is try and stay within a decent gap of just Jose, and he could be looking at the podium. But meanwhile, Silent Ace has yet to put a foot wrong at the moment. He is on those soft tires, pushing now double digits, 10 seconds away from Exotic Flame. Definitely extending that gap. He could possibly, oh, we have a Ferrari. The yellow flag, it seems, may have gone off there, not entirely sure. MVK having a bit of a struggle of a race so far. Jay Fern with a 3-second time penalty. Unfortunate for him. But speaking of Ferrari, we've got Conway Twitty up here looking to challenge Jay Fern, who did get that time penalty. So we'll see. 007 Mech, of course, keep an eye on him. He's still just in the back of Tiny Darspike. Conway Twitty a bit too far back to do anything with Jay Fern at the moment. Late on the brakes there, right on the back of the gearbox of Jay Fern. Oh, snap oversteer. Yet again, that corner is super hard to get traction down out of. Jay Fern able to stay ahead this time, unless we see a crazy lunge from Conway Twitty, which I doubt. But he's much late on the brakes, it seems. Looks like MVK Sky may have had another spin. He did indeed. MVK Sky is not looking too good, but Silent able to get by without a problem at the moment. Conway Twitty, one to watch though at the moment. He's right on the back of Jay Fern. We'll see if he can do anything. Jay Fern goes wide there. And here comes Conway Twitty right on the back of him. He's got plenty of ERS. Jay Fern's got massive speed down the front straight. We'll see if Conway Twitty waits till the next straight to get a good pass on him. Bit of a rough exit there for Conway, but he's pulling up just behind Jay Fern. Surely he'll go for the move here. Pushes to the outside. We'll see what happens here as they go side by side into turn 3. the Ferrari on the outside, the Haas on the inside. Looks like Conway gets away okay. Jay Fern will get that DRS though. We'll see if he tries to make a move back down the inside of Conway. He'll go deep and smash the back of the Ferrari, losing his front end plate. Luckily, no damage for Conway Twitty. But unfortunate for Jay Fern as he's now dropping down the order with that damage. Surely he'll have to pit soon. Unfortunately, he was on those medium tires. We do see Exotic Flame though dive into the pits, so he'll be putting on the hard tires. Very interesting move from him. He's going to be looking to go to the hards to the end, not looking for the medium strategy. But that promotes Just Jose into P2 at the moment. 007 doing a good job of staying with Tiny Dark Spike, just over a second away now, it seems. Wingin is awfully close there. The battle for P12 is on at the moment. He's right behind McSwim, trying to get a move done. As you can see, he's on those softer compound tires than McSwim, but he's just unable to get the move done and get past him. Both these guys missing the apex here as they push wide. McSwim going extremely wide there. He can definitely feel the pressure now and struggling with those hards, it seems. These mediums are definitely still faster than the hards at this stage in both their lives. Both 9-lap old tires. Exotic Flame with a 3-second time penalty, crucial to his chances of a podium here, as McSwim is all over trying to keep on track. I don't believe he's caring about penalties anymore. Both these guys ghosting. Looks like the leader is going to be coming through at the moment. Winging it right on the back still as Darson decides to pit as well. McSwim just not having any of it, not able to get by. Looks like a few of our drivers now deciding to pit. It's becoming around that time for our soft runners to jump into the pits, and we'll see what they can do. It's like Darson coming out just behind Conway Twitty. We'll see if he can make some kind of move shortly here. Looks to be a bit too far back at the moment. As Cali Rob gets a 3-second time penalty to this, so that's not helping his chances either, as Just Jose decides to pit. We'll see where he comes out in relation to his teammate, as that seems to be him shooting on by Exotic Flame. Does get ahead, as we see now. A big yellow flag up there for the Ferrari, who may have spun on exit, but Jose has dropped down behind 3.5 seconds, so he hasn't lost too much time. Exotic Flame keeping that position, but Jose is now definitely on the charge. Darson now closing in on the Ferrari of Conway with fresh hard tires. Of course, we can see just Jose and Exotic on different strategies at the moment. To Darson on those hard tires, setting a purple first sector. Just too far back to try and make a move on Conway Twitty, it seems, at the moment. Jay Fern, though, looks like he's just overtaken, or just starting to overtake. IP 3010, a yellow flag up there. Looks like the Ferrari again of Conway. Sorry, of MVK. But Jay Fern gets that move done nice and easy. Looks like Land X may have been the yellow flag instigator. But Jay Fern up into P9 now, trying to make the charge. 28-second gap to P8, so huge gap from our drivers now, as we see. Looks like T. Darson unable to make the move on the Ferrari driver. He's waiting for these hards to really kick in so we can get closer, but right now he's just unable to get by. Silent Ace has decided to pit now, and he'll come out light years ahead, it seems, of Tiny Dark Spike. He's stretched that gap to a full pit stop, so Tiny Dark Spike has yet to pit. Just Jose sets the fastest lap of the race. He's going to be right on the back of his teammate. We'll see what happens as they go side by side. Exotic Flame letting Jose by, as it seems. A little team orders action, of course. Jose on the faster tire. Possibly the faster driver here, as it seems. As Jose will cruise on away. Exotic will look to try and stay in his DRS until these hards can really get up to temperature. Can bang out some laps as these AlphaTauri duo fighting for the championship for P1 look to chase down the leader of Silent and Tiny Dark Spike. Of course, Tiny Dark Spike looking to pit around lap 21, 22 as he's on the medium tires. So he'll have to charge through the field on those soft tires. We saw Jarno Opmeer in the F1 Esports race start on the mediums and end on the softs, taking down the top 5. As 007 decides to dive in the pits, so Just Jose will be promoted up into P3. These AlphaTauri drivers going at it, it seems, cruising along. So we see Exotic Flame tucking behind his teammate. They're on a mission. But Tiny Dark Spike has indeed pit. Oh, and he has not gone for the softs. He's gone early. He's gone for the hard tires. So interesting strategy call here from Tiny Dark Spike. If I was him, I would have waited. I wish I was his race engineer today. I would have told him. Renault's known for the bold tactics on the strategy. And he's playing it safe for the hards here. So we'll see what he decides to do. Later in the race, of course, there could be safety cars later on. Looks like it's going to be dry throughout. But right now, T. Darson still, man, unable to close in on Conway. As Silence is the fastest lap with a 105.7, so looking pretty quick on the mediums there. Exotic Flame just fallen out of DRS range from his teammate. Jose is looking to close that gap. 12.2 seconds to the lead. We'll see if he can do anything about it. Silent Ace has been on perfect form so far, though. Looking great out there in front. As Conway Twitty decides to finally pit on those 16-lap old mediums. And T. Darson will be promoted to P6 going to the end. Callie Robb into P7. Oh, it looks like a little bit of contact, perhaps, from the Ferrari driver. It looks like there's a DNF from did I miss the DNF from MVK Sky? Not sure what happened there, but there's no safety cars or yellow flags. But Silent leading the race. And he sets another fastest lap of the race with a 105.3. Solid job there from him. He's on a mission. He's extending that gap to Just Jose. So regardless of where Just Jose started or what happened to him lap 1, it looks like Silent Ace has this one in the bag. We've got 16 laps to go, though, so anything can happen. Don't want to throw a commentator's curse on anyone. But that Red Bull is looking ultra quick at the moment. He's got also 2 lap younger tires than P2. Just Jose at the moment. Exotic Flame on those hards will have plenty of life. No trouble getting to the end there. As well as Tiny Dark Spike. So he's 13 seconds behind. But he'll look to try and possibly close that gap. We know Exotic Flame has got a little bit of pace over Tiny Dark Spike. So far, that's our top 4. Pretty spread out at the moment. Of course, we got Wingen down there. The fight for P12 is still on. Both these drivers on the same age, old tires, just different compounds. Wingen unable to get by. He's just been stuck in the DRS of McSwim. McSwim did a good job staying ahead there. We'll see if Wingen decides to pit. He'll stay out a couple more laps. He's got 16 lap old medium, so he'll be trying to push him as far as possible. But most of our field, you can see, very spread out at the moment. Exotic Flame losing time to Just Jose, who's losing time to Silent Ace up in P1. So right now, all eyes are just on Silent Ace, seeing how many laps he can bang out and cruise ahead of the field. Got a yellow flag in Sector 2, looks like a back marker letting some drivers by, looks like Lanex. Unfortunate day for them as they're quite a few laps back. And here it comes. Silent Ace on another back marker. Looks like Winging's getting pretty close here to McSwim, but nothing actually going at the moment. Just tucked in right behind. Unable to get by at the moment. McSwim, Red Bull in front. McSwim trying to get into the points positions to join his teammate up there. With a big carry of points for Red Bull today if they're able to keep it together. The entire field on mediums or hards, except the last two drivers who are on softs. T2 going 14 laps on those softs. Solid job from him. Looks like Lan has retired from the session. Not sure what happened there. We'll see shortly, though, it seems. No safety car, which is nice. Not entirely sure what happened there. It looks like everyone got away okay. No incidents as we see our field narrow down to 13. Exotic Flame with a 3-second time penalty. And Wingin losing that gap. See Just Jose charging now. But not charging hard enough, it seems, as he's 14.7 seconds back now. RR Silent way out in front. As perhaps I'm wrong, but do I see a bit of cloud in the sky? Perhaps some rain? Who knows? We'll see. As Jose continues to stretch the gap to Exotic Flame. Tiny Dark Spike is dropping back from Exotic Flame, who's dropping back from Just Jose, who's dropping back from Silent Ace. So it looks like every driver is where they should be in terms of pace out of the top four. 007 Mech dropping back a little bit as well too. So this is a very realistic grid at the moment in terms of pace and positioning. Cali Rob maybe one to try and get up there for a position. He's down further than usual. We saw IP 3010, of course, had some great pace in qualifying, but it's down in P10, so he's probably looking to make up some positions towards the end of this race. We've got just about 10 laps to go. Anyone's game. No safety cars. We had a couple of VSCs early on through that lap 1 drama, which Jose was unfortunately involved in. I think we would have had a great battle had he been able to keep it clean throughout lap 1. As Tiny Dark Spike gets a 3-second time penalty, so depending on what happens here, Jose diving up the inside of a back marker. Nice and clean there. Bit of a lockup. But I don't believe his tire wear will be of the utmost concern so far. If you guys are enjoying our first ever PlayStation broadcast, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see some more of our races, we got some iRacing, we got some ACC, we've got F1 on PC, on Xbox, multiple divisions, some lap guides here and there. Hit that subscribe button. If not, sit back, relax, and enjoy. RR Silent just destroying the competition at the moment, 15.3 seconds ahead. Really outstanding. Very stoked to be here commentating the PS4 division though. These guys have been running every week, waiting patiently to grow their division large enough to become broadcast. And they finally did it. They got enough guys, 15 on the grid. A couple who couldn't make it today, so we could have almost had a full grid. But everyone coming out, having a good time. Put on some saucy battles. And the pace from Silent Ace is just absolutely dominant here in Austria. Just Jose got that gap down to 14.9 seconds, so we'll see if he's pushing now. Just edging back and forth between 15 and 14.9 seconds. Very, very spaced out from our top four. A little bit of oversteer there from Silent. We don't want to see any mistakes from these drivers. That would be very, very unfortunate. Not saying I want it to happen as a commentator, but it would be nice if something chaotic were to happen, such as clouds or rain or mistakes. Because mistakes creates drama, and that's what we like as viewers. Plenty of gaps staying the same at the moment. Looks like Callie Robb, one of our drivers from New York, slowly closing down that gap to his teammate T. Darson in P6. Looking to pick up a package of points today. He'll be looking to go to the end as well on those medium tires. Despite Callie Robb's name, he's indeed not in California. Very deceiving, I might say. But these gaps continue to increase. The faster drivers get faster, the slower drivers get slower. You can see on the mini-map, everyone's pretty much spaced out pretty evenly around the entire track, so this is competition at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. What we need is a safety car. If I were able to admin this, I would drop a safety car around lap 30, 29 perhaps. Right now would be perfect, honestly. I'm not saying someone should bin it, but if you're not feeling this race, you know, let's see what happens. Kyler Robb closing that gap. We can see now to 4.9 seconds, just about. Slowly gaining on his teammate. I don't know if it'll be enough by the end of the race because we've only got, quick maths, like 7 laps left. So, winging it with a time penalty. He did indeed pit for those softs, so he'll be going to the end on those softs. Funky Cactus in chat. And you know, I like to please the viewers when I drive. I make plenty of mistakes. And it's not because I'm bad. It's because I look out for the viewer and what the viewers think. It's all about ratings, you know? It's not about the wins, not about the glory, the fame. It's about the mass appeal and the drama. So that's why I spin with a capital B. Okay, Rob, they're down to 4.4, so he gained about just over half a second there on his teammate. So he definitely could have a shot at P6, of course, pending any time penalties. But we see a pretty even gap between P1, 2, and 3, 14.9 seconds at the moment. Silent Ace clipping the corner a bit there. Surely he has a warning. Haven't seen a penalty from him yet so far, though. So he's looking pretty solid. So if my maths are correct, Silent Ace is pulling a gap on Jose twice as fast on Exotic Flame as he is on Jose because they're both increasing at the same time. So that means Jose is driving at a speed half as quick as Silent Ace. That is some math in case you're wondering, because they're both staying at the same interval, yet both increasing at the same time. So speeds, relative time, distance, it's all there, all here in PPR PC. Sorry, PS4 Division 1. Gotta get used to saying PS4, as it's brand new for us. Looks like IP down there is closing on some back markers, or possibly getting overtaken by some. Little bunch of drivers here. The two AlphaTauris. Looks like Wingin or Jay Fern under attack now from Exotic Flame. See if we can get some DRS, help him pull him along, try and close that gap quicker, more quickly to Just Jose in P2. Although we saw Exotic Flame has at least 2 time penalties, so that definitely won't help him. But Tiny Darth Spike, while only having 1 penalty, may be able to make up some ground here towards the end. Here comes Exotic Flame up the inside of the back marker Haas. Easy on by he goes. As it looks like IP is now battling it out with Jay Fern, as they're actually on the same lap. So while one car is ghosting, the other is for position. So now you're right on board with IP, who's closed that gap significantly to Jay Fern, as he's going to try and maybe take advantage of this ghosting and cruise on by. He'll have DRS now. Look at that battery, though. He's just out of ERS, so he won't be able to use much to try and get by. Jay Fern in and out of ghosting because he's the back marker to the leader. IP dropping back huge there. You can see he has absolutely no battery whatsoever to try and close that gap, make the overtake. Late on the brakes, though, just on the gearbox of Jay Fern. As they now cruise down to turn 4. Very late on the brakes yet again goes IP. Oh, a little bit of grass there, catches it. Able to keep the car facing forward. Could have been disastrous for the McLaren driver. 3 laps left here in this Grand Prix. And Silent Ace up top, looking pretty fantastic. 15.9 seconds ahead of Just Jose. Just Jose has a new championship contender for sure. His IP has now dropped just out of DRS range. Don't believe he has DRS this time around. Beautiful helicam shot as we go down the start-finish straight through turn 1. There was an overtake on the PC Division 1 stream with this angle, and it was absolutely beautiful. You guys should go check out that stream as well. This is my favorite shot in the entire race. We're going still with the helicam through turn 3. Can we do a whole lap in this cam? Let's see. Let's see how long it lasts. Oh, and I jinxed it. And then we get my favorite camera angle, the worst one. Just his rear wing. That's about it. IP, unable to really close that gap. He's using way too much battery, it seems. But in order to keep with Jay Fern, he has to use all of that battery. As we're on lap 34 of 36. Of course, these drivers will be finishing a lap early, it seems, because they are indeed lapped. Right on the back of Jay Fern now. Surely he can make the move. Gets DRS. Jay Fern gets DRS from Exotic Flame, though. Up the inside comes IP. They're side by side. He backs out a little bit. They're still going to be going side by side. Jay Fern gets ahead, though. IP does not have enough DRS to get by. And Jay Fern using that DRS from the AlphaTauri ahead to pull him along and keep that P9 position. They're side by side, though. They're ghosting, it seems. Go side by side. Here comes IP, though, with a better exit. Up the inside he goes of Jay Fern. Oh, a little bit of contact there, so maybe it's not ghosting for him. They're still side by side. Jay Fern not giving up his position at all, one bit. He's keeping that P9 as it stands. Looks like McSwim has decided to pit. Oh my goodness, as IP goes very wide there, and the McLaren almost loses it, keeps it on track though. He's able to keep it forward. That's twice now the McLaren driver has dipped just off the track and almost lost it. He's dropped back 1.92 seconds now from the Haas driver. We'll see if we can close that gap again. We have 35 out of 36 laps completed. We'll see what can happen here at the end as T2 gets a 3-second time penalty, which will not help his chances whatsoever, as we see McSwim coming out of the pits looking to set a fastest lap of the race as well. But we'll hop back up on board with Silent, as it looks like we have a Williams around. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it happened. Something happened. Callie Robb has spun. He was in P7. He was looking oh so fine for a Williams 6-7 finish, and now he's getting overtaken by Conway Twitty. He's got a good, decent enough gap to Jay Fern though, but he'll possibly have to pit for wing damage. We'll see if he stays out. He should stay out at this rate, considering there's not that much time left. Unfortunate for Callie Robb, who's not from California, as he loses a spot there. We'll see if time penalties help him out near the end here. But again, we can follow this man up here, Silent Ace, who's been awfully silent this race, putting in perfect laps. Haven't seen a single penalty from this man. He's just lapped who I believe is P6. So he's ahead by quite some time. IP getting a time penalty, not helping him there. Looks like he's looking for the overtake on Jay Fern. We'll see though. He gets it done. He does indeed get that overtake. We'll hop back on board with Silent Ace, who crosses the line and wins the PS4 Division 1 Austrian Grand Prix for PPR. Congrats to him. Outstanding pole position from him. Outstanding race. Outstanding win. Putting Red Bull to fame there with that drive. Awesome job by him. We've got Just Jose crossing the line as well in P2. Solid comeback drive for him. Unable to close that gap to P1. Silent Ace was too dominant here. And of course, the AlphaTauri teammate of Exotic Flame rounding the final couple corners, coming here in P3, sealing off that final podium position. We'll see where penalties lie, as Tiny Dark Spike also comes up to the line as well. We'll see if he can jump any positions. He does not. He'll stay P4, so the Renault driver securing P4 there. But that'll be that, folks. As 007 crosses the line and finishes the session. So RR Silent, your race winner for the Austrian Grand Prix for PS4. Tiny Dark Spike with the driver of the day. Well deserved, going P10 to P4 with the alternating strategy. But there you have it, folks. Your race winner, Silent Ace, commanding victory. I didn't think anyone else had the pace to match him unless he made a mistake, which he did not. Won that by quite some time, quite a margin. Just Jose in P2 having fun with that champagne, further extending his championship lead from Exotic Flame, who got that last step on the podium. But there's the final recording. Oh, as Silent did indeed get some penalties in the end, but he sets the fastest lap of the race. He gets maximum points from this session. Fastest lap, pole position, first place. No one can stop him here. He got the Grand Slam, I believe. I think he led every single lap of the race as well. So hats off to him. Possibly my driver of the day as well. Just Jose in P2 and Exotic Flame in P3. Solid drive from all of our drivers though. Congrats to them for finishing the race. We're going to go ahead and end the stream there. This was a lot of fun broadcasting PS4 Division 1. It's great to see you all. If you like the stream, go ahead and hit the like button. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Congrats to Silent Ace.